And we'd like to thank our partners at YouTube, one of the best platforms out there as far as photography plug is concerned. They're the best platform. And we're trying diligently to clean up our page. We understand the importance of the monetization now. So we're revamping the page. I greatly appreciate all the support, all the people that support Photography Plug for so many years, the friends, my family, obviously, my beautiful mother. I know that every show we won't do 250,000 like we've done before, but we're getting closer to that 70 million viewing mark. And I very greatly appreciate everybody that supports the page, the people that are diligent and support Photography Plug for many, many years. That great American citizen, that Mr. OGB Cooler, one of my best friends, my brothers, my brother this pilot, my sister is an attorney, those beautiful people, my other sister, my youngest sister, and my youngest brother Ali. Guys, I greatly appreciate in the distance. I'm looking at AutoZone, but today we're talking a very important trial. Why ASAP Rocky may, it is correct, ASAP Rocky, my friends, may be losing this trial. Now, it's very hard to incarcerate. Listen to me very closely. It's very hard to incarcerate a celebrity. Very hard to incarcerate Young Thug. I mean, you nearly have to be arrested by the Federal Bureau of Investigations to be that valedictorian. That very valedictorian, the very important valedictorian that graduated some of the prestigious colleges in the world. And some of those are not universities. Some of those are federal penitentiaries. It was reality. Guys, if ASAP Rocky wears that stamp, he becomes a bigger artist, a tougher person, and possibly one of the best artists in world history. We all know that won't happen. That even though it was alleged that he shot some individual, that was all allegations, and they have it on video. We can tell that the YouTube and different platforms, I'm sure TikTok, the ones that are still able to use their TikTok, they can see where this trial is going. Yes, this trial is going. I told Redman, Muddy Waters 3 was going nowhere fast. And I'm going to say the same thing about this trial. They said Rocky, in my opinion, it should have paid your friends, your ex-friends from 20 years ago, even if you haven't spoke to these individuals 20 years ago, even if he's found not guilty, the other guy's not on trial. He goes back out into this world. He controls ASAP Rocky. That's why he's in court today. He controls ASAP Rocky like a remote control. This individual that is, like they say, snitching or telling or whatever you want to say, in the professional way that we can say it. But any individual that says, yes, ASAP Rocky is being controlled by this individual, that's why you're going to court every day. That's why your life is on the line. If you are a millionaire, my friends, or close to be a billionaire, let's don't say billion. Let's just say if you have $50 million, my friends, do what you're supposed to do and pay your friends. They can lie on you. You can go to court. You could be like ASAP Rocky. What are you supposed to be? Oh, I'm a tough guy and I'm on Hollywood Boulevard. Imagine riding down Hollywood Boulevard. And we left LA not too long ago. But imagine riding down Hollywood Boulevard. You would think the happiest person in the world with one of the most beautiful women in the world, Rihanna, shooting a gun in public. It's a good thing it wasn't a good Samaritan riding by, or ASAP Rocky might not be here today, my friend. friends. That is the reality of an individual that's shooting a gun. If you see an individual, and this is a safe place, Photography Plug. We are good people. Everything we say is for good intentions. So we have to use that disclaimer. I come from a good family. I come from good values. So we have to use that disclaimer by saying that this is so you can understand the words that I'm articulating. I know sometimes when people hear a black man talking, they automatically get on the offensive. And some of the biggest celebrities in American world history, and I obviously want to shout out Willow Smith. And you say, why would he shout out Willow Smith? Because we were the only company that she mentioned. Willow Smith was on Grammy night on the floor. Now, it happened before. India Love did it. When we're not there and we can't make it, they know that we want to be there and supporting them. That amazing Willow Smith. And we can't make it every single time. So I like to shout out that most beautiful and one of the best artists, and should win all the Grammys according to Photography Plug, that Willow Smith. So if you do have Apple or whatever music platform that you're using, you at YouTube, please go over to Willow Smith's page, play her music. She's a real artist. She's a real thing. You're hearing from a street photographer, a guy that's been in the dark for so many years. This year, not a guy that did it 20 years ago, a guy that just went to LA and slept in the streets. I slept in the streets, my friends, to up that level of that photography, to up that level of that very photographer, to make it more complex, make it harder for your competition. Imagine if Kobe played 24 hours a day for 30 days straight. Imagine if Kobe Bryant played, rest in peace to one of the best players in world history. We know Kobe Bryant, the best player ever, him and Michael Jordan. But just imagine if Michael Jordan played 30 days and 30 nights straight and didn't go to sleep. That's how far we'd take it. But this case with A$AP Rocky, I know it's not many of us on here today. And even today, we didn't get any comments. Many people are at work. And we're not giving you the best view. I'm just sitting here in my Challenger. But we're always at Photography Plug challenging the world. We're challenging the world. And you should be challenging yourself. That very challenge of this trial that we were originally talking about. That A$AP Rocky, that Rihanna. One of the biggest trials in world and American history. I talked about the Young Thug trial. We went to Atlanta. When Donald Trump was down there, we were there, down there. When Kobe died, we were there. Guys, when Renee Rucci did her first song live, we were there. When Cardi first started off, and nobody thought a female, we were right there on stage beside Cardi. A$AP Rocky should have knew that his friend has the power and all the kings in his hand. And now you're in court facing Rikers Island. Rikers Island, some of the realest gangsters in the world. Money can't pay the power that these individuals house. Somebody told me, well, if a guy works at McDonald's, he's only worth $10 an hour. Not in America. Not in America, my friends. This is Photography Plug Talk Radio, if you're just tuning in, but not in America. It's a possibility that A$AP Rocky may be going to prison for a very long time in Rockets. Some of the biggest gangsters in American and world history are there. And this is the disclosure. We are good people. I come from a good family. We do talk sometimes We may come off in an aggressive way, and we don't mean to, but we must maintain our manhood. And that manhood will be on the line if ASAP Rocky goes in there with all those lions and tigers thirsty for $1. You think that your friend, okay, now he has you on trial. You should have pled out. You'll get found not guilty. Your name, ASAP Rocky's name, is already on the guest list for the Met Gala. Go to your guest list at your Met Gala. If you say, well, God's talking nuts, go to the Met Gala right now. If you Google Met Gala and please use Google and please use YouTube. They're the best. Apple. And that very T-Mobile. We're pushing America forward. We're not just pushing Photography Plug forward. This company is going to push America forward. I just got off work pushing America forward. I'll be running up and down the boulevard, pushing this boulevard forward. And we'll always be on offense. We'll never be on defense. We're the offensive players. And our defense is like none other than the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations to the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs and Kendrick Lamar. And if you're just tuning in, obviously shout out to the most beautiful Willow Smith that only mentioned us. Nobody else Grammy night was mentioned on her IG. And you say, what does that mean? That's a protest, my friends. It could possibly be. But guys, it was a bad decision for Mr. A$AP Rocky to not just give your friend the money, my friends. He's going to take you to court. He knows you personally. You met up. It was a scuffle. Liability. Not guilty. You'll go home. But the real gangster wouldn't. The person that really is going to make history. Safe Negroes. I have to be very careful. We don't use any profanity here. But safe Negroes. The Negroes that become safe. Those safe Negroes. That's exactly what it is, a safe Negro. There's nothing wrong with it. They're all around. Barack Obama, safe Negro. Michael Jordan, Kanye West, they're safe around a vernacular of individuals. We have to use almost different language for people to understand, because if we don't, it's like E40. It was a period of time they say, well, What's Up Doc was made up by Bugs Bunny. It's ridiculous. What's up? People were saying, what's up? They say, well, Bugs Bunny made it up. What's up, Doc? In 1940s. That was a street slang. What are you going to say? Eminem made up rap music? What next? You know, you go to China or Japan and you see all of the people over there in China and Japan doing exactly what we do now. And you say, well, it's a switch out. We wear their hair. Our women love to wear Chinese women's hair, Japanese women's hair. So it's not just the culture they're taking from us, and you better believe that's what it's. You seen the Grammys? You seen when Kanye was the first artist that made Fashion Week marketable for black people. I want to be very careful on what I say. He was the first one that brought more black people to Fashion Week than anybody else, Kanye West. He made people want to go and see the beautiful women, the beautiful clothing, and the texture of all of that. And some of the more famous individuals in American world history there. It's 0.1% of people go there and visit the Met Gala. Zero of that New York City. They're doing something else. They're busy. And I guess they just hear about it. Real New Yorkers are just, it doesn't wow them like it does outsiders. Let's agree. Guys, moving that needle forward. And that's why I like to do interview. I like to go live outside because you get a better view. But just moving that needle forward as an entrepreneur, what we talk about all the time. It's well after lunch. This is dinner time. My friends already ate. So in my opinion, to wrap it up, guys, I'm not going to hold you long today. But my opinion, A$AP Rocky should have simply paid that money. Rihanna is at a time in her life opinionated that she doesn't, no woman wants to deal with this juvenile BS is what women will call it. But we know that some celebrities, no matter what, as long as they're in the front and the headlines, you better make some noise. I mean, you think about Soraya and what's the guy from New York City, from D.C., Baltimore, Joey Badass. I mean, Soraya is trying to get away from that guy because he's not stirring up enough the boring artists. I mean, my own son loves Common. I've never been a fan of Common, but my son, he thinks he's one of the best artists that ever existed. And Lord knows my opinion of Common, but he's at least smart enough to strategize. Yes, Common is smart enough to strategize to sell records and not be like that Mr. Redman and Muddy Waters too. So guys, that's the show from now. Maybe I get on later on. But I greatly appreciate all the support. So many people. We're getting close to 70 million, and I promise you, we're going to do over 70 million in 1 year. And 70 million plus 70 million is the Super Bowl. What can you ask more of an individual or of a platform that's able to have an individual page and many individual page putting out numbers as big as the Super Bowl? One of the biggest artist that ever existed, my friends. He said big as the Super Bowl. Right before Drake and Watts and Compton goes to sleep, Drake's coming back. And that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with. Drake's coming back with something that this world has never seen before. Guys, that's the show. We only can go 140 miles per hour at a time.